新加坡人，你们很可怜呐、哪里有国家疫情的时候去游说的？去年全世界只有一个国家，是哪一个呢？新加坡。哎呀，新加坡人你们很可怜。最近油价又起了，议员在国会问，可以暂时把那个油价放回以前那个数字吗？不可以。哇，你们真的是很可怜嘛？我也是很可怜呢。为什么？因为我可怜的这一刻已经到此为止了。我很烂的华语讲完了，我可以讲英语了。Singaporeans, you are very poor thing. When the price of everything is going up, what is the problem? The problem is, if you don't earn enough, right? If you earn a lot of money, like Mr. Lim Tian says, oh, mayor get about 600,000, minister get more than 1 million. What is the problem with inflation? What is the problem with prices going up? The problem is when you don't earn enough and prices keep going up. This morning, I look at the latest income data. The Labour Market Report 2021 from MOM, Ministry of Manpower. This is the June 2021 and June data. Do you know there are about 9,000 full-time employed residents who earn less than $500? Can you imagine working full-time and only getting less than $500? And there are about 9,000 of them. Many of you are shaking your heads. Do you know there are about 34,000 who earn less than $1,000? And this is including the employee CPF. So if you less the typical 20%, how to survive on $800 a month when prices are all going up? Earn less than $1,500. 125,000 full-time workers. And by full-time residents, we mean Singaporeans and PRs. Hey, Vivian Pan, founder of the Single Mothers Working Group. What are you doing here with the tennis racket? I know you're very angry, right? Prices all go up, but no need to bring racket, right? You want to hit me, is it? Oh. I am very angry! I go across the road to Maxwell Road. One stick of mutton satay is now $1 each. Prices going up everywhere. And as I said earlier, the problem is price go up, your pay is so low. How to survive? In the budget this year, it was announced, going forward, people who earn less than $500 will no longer be eligible for workfare. Hello? The poor guy is earning less than $500 and you change the criteria, you take workfare away from him. And all the prices are going up. What do you expect the guy to do? I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Eat less satay.
Eat less satay, okay. Eat grass. Okay, enough about satay, okay? I'm very important, I'm the oldest speaker here today. Normally, Hong Lim Park, always the oldest speaker. Not only that, normally I always end up as the last speaker also. Hey, normally, senior citizen got priority, right? Everything first, right? Why for me, most of the time, I'm last. Last speaker most of the time. Many times when I speak, last speaker, oh, the sky dark already, I'm speaking the dark. Or the rain come already, raining. Hey, but just now, I'm lucky, you know. The organizer came to talk to me, and he said, hey, Leong, I got good news for you. You won't be the last speaker today, because the earlier speaker haven't come yet. Han Hui Hui and the two sons, Justice and Magnanimous, haven't come yet. So today, you no need to be the last speaker. I was so happy. Oh, and then I saw Han Hui come. Okay? Han Hui come, take my seat, senior citizen seat, take my Pokka green tea. Then I realized, when you have 3 children in 3 years, 3 in 3, you have priority over the senior citizen. You know, she told you, our birth rate is the lowest, TFR lowest in the history of Singapore. We need more people like Han Hui Hui. Turn around, you can see her and the husband pushing the tram, and the boy, the one in the pram is Magnanimous, the boy walking is Justice. A round of applause for Han Hui Hui. 3 children in 3 years, 3 in 3. By the way, she also weighed 33 kilo. The funniest thing I ever seen in Parliament happened in January this year. I'm going to tell you what happened. Then you can see, oh, yo, no wonder cost of living are so jalat, you know. I was there with my good friend, the MC today, Prabhu. Round of applause for Prabhu.
Thank you very much.
We were there in Parliament, so we watched. And the minister read a very long speech. And the minister said something along the lines, unvaccinated children cannot participate in close contact sports, choir and band. After that, the NCMP, non-constituency member of parliament, the surname same as me, okay, asked the question of the minister. Excuse me, minister, can you reconfirm what you just said? Because I have residents tell me already have vaccination differentiated measures in the school. The minister started chiding him, you know. Hey, hello, which school? What is the discrimination? So the NCMP say, oh, it's inside my Telegram chat somewhere. I'll let you know later lah. Wow, much later, something even more funny happened. Another minister started chiding the NCMP. Hello, which school? What is the discrimination? And then another former minister, also same thing. You know what is the funniest thing I have seen in Parliament? The minister himself just read out, right? All the schools have VDM. All the schools, unvaccinated children, cannot participate in contact sports, band, and choir. So why you scolding the NCMP? Keep asking him why he's saying that there is VCM in this school. Which school? What is the VCM? So you must be wondering, how can this happen, right? The minister probably wasn't paying attention when the minister was reading his speech. The former minister also maybe never paying attention when the minister was reading his speech. And I think the minister who read the speech, probably written by somebody else, he didn't know he already said that all the schools has VDM. So what has this got to do with cost of living? You know how many people have lost their job since January the 1st? Because you are unvaccinated, you cannot go to work, your employer can terminate your services. Hey, now it's April, you know. How many people have lost their jobs because of VDM? The problem with rising costs of living is not just the pay. It's whether you have a job in the first place or not. My namesake, NCMP, recently got scolded in Parliament again when he asked, hey, can you break down the PMETs or not into Singaporean and non-Singaporean? Oh, cannot. Why you want to divide people? Why you want to ask Why you keep asking the same question? I already told you, in July, 13% of the workers, Singaporean workers, 13% are not born in Singapore. You know what's the problem? 13% of all the workers are not born in Singapore. But the NCMP is not asking about all the workers. He's asking about PMETs. And we estimate that PMETs who are non-Singaporeans, by non-Singaporean we mean including new citizens, is more than 20%. So it's very misleading to tell Singaporeans, oh, only 30%, 13% of all the workers is not born in Singapore. That's all the workers. For PMET, we estimate it's more than 20% not born in Singapore. And not born in Singapore also is very misleading. Do you know there are a lot of people born in Singapore, not citizens, and later on become citizens? And so you add all this together, what do you have? A very poor thing, you know. On the 7th of February, I watched the news. Wow, I'm over the news. The Ministry of Manpower, through all the media, said Leong Sien had 2 inaccurate job claims. So all the media, all my friends were asking me, hey Leong Sien, right, you give fake news, is it? MOSM, 2 of your 11 statistics are inaccurate job claims. So I immediately wrote a reply. I said, okay lah, you say 11 is, out of 11, 2 is inaccurate. So the other 9 accurate, is it? And I also said, the other 2 I maintain are correct. It is not wrong. I'm going to explain to you. In my post, I said that about 58% of PMETs are non-Singaporean. According to the MOM, only 22% of PMETs are foreigners. How do they get 22% are foreigners? They count the employment pass, they count the S pass, 22%. They never count the PRs who are PMETs. Are PRs Singaporeans? No. They never count the PMETs who are on work permits. They never count the PMETs who are on other passes. And they never count all the new citizens who are PMETs. When I added all this together, I still maintain that I'm correct. 57 point something percent of the PMETs are non-Singaporeans. If you think that is bad enough, my dear Singaporeans, you hear the next statistic, even more pertinent. In Parliament, the minister said, in the last 15 years, from 2005 to 2020, we grew PMET jobs by 380,000 local jobs. In the same 15-year period, we granted 600,000 new PRs. So when a foreigner who is working is granted PR, he's automatically converted from a foreign PMET to a local PMET. 600,000 in 15 years, new PR granted. If you just say 60% are in the workforce, it comes up to almost 380,000. So how many of the 380,000 jobs to locals actually went to Singaporeans? Very, very few. I want to pay tribute to my good friend, Terry Shu. 3 days ago, on 21st April, he was sentenced to 3 weeks jail for criminal defamation, and he was found guilty on 12th November last year. So my poor friend Terry waited 6 months to be sentenced. So he is in jail now, serving his 3 weeks. Terry has spent the greater part of his adult life running the Online Citizen. as its chief editor. The Online Citizen has been ordered to close down. I was told by the lawyers, since Terry is appealing his conviction, he could ask for a stay of going to jail until the appeal is over. But Terry didn't. Terry wants to show you and to tell the world that he wants to go to jail to make a statement. And for that, my utmost respect to Terry. Cost of living. How to measure cost of living? Inflation, right? Okay. What is inflation now for February? 4.3%. The US just recorded last Saturday its highest inflation in 8 years of 8.5%. And that is the March inflation. I can't wait to see the Singapore March numbers. You have heard, GST is going to go up. You study the history of inflation in Singapore. Almost every time GST go up, inflation go up quite a lot also. So if you think it's bad enough now, I think it may even get much, much worse. So my dear friends, like my good friend Lim Tian says, or like Dr. Michael Fang said, if you don't do something now, if you don't do something now for your children, it may be too late. Inflation is just a symptom. Just look at the number of people who have so low pay, the number of people who cannot get PMAT jobs, the number of people who are unemployed. When you read the media, what do you see? Oh, record high vacancies in the history of Singapore. They have never had so many jobs available, but we cannot find Singaporeans to work. Employment has gone back to pre-COVID level. Oh, employment gone back. That means very high, blah, 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 blah. Okay? But you know what's the problem? What is the definition of employment? 1 hour of work for pay or profit in the reference week. So I surmise, why has employment gone back to pre-COVID level? Sure, there are more people working at least 1 hour. Because most people cannot survive already, they have to work. And that's why employment has gone up. If you read the media, they tell you, oh, income also go up, you know. Hello, the real income has dropped compared to pre-COVID. I think, you know why we have the lowest press ranking ever for Singapore media at 160th? Because when you read the newspaper, you always like, something don't seem right. I just give you one example. One big retailer is the first big retailer in Singapore to say they will no longer absorb GST. And what is the headline in the newspaper article? This new newspaper is going to increase price from 1st of May. Hello, the big story is not they are increasing price. Everybody is increasing price. The big story is the first retailer that is not going to absorb GST, and is it because GST is going to go up soon? So, with that, I'd like to end and ask, Prabhu,
Yeah,
okay,
back again.
to say the last words. Okay?
Okay, we have come to the end of today, and thank you all very much for coming by today, and for those of us who did not make it as well, carry this message forward.